Hey guys, Stephanie with AmericanMuscle.com here with my review and an install of the Pedders Extreme XA Coilover kit, available for all 2015 and newer S550 Mustangs. In this video, we're going to go over a few different topics with this coilover kit, but mostly we're going to talk about the performance abilities of this kit and the install. I'm going to cover the install in more detail later, but I tell you right now that this install is straightforward, but it is a little bit of work, so I'm going to call it a 2 out of 3 wrenches in the difficulty meter. The Pedders Extreme Coilovers are going to be for the Mustang owners out there that are looking to get away from the fixed drop of a lowering spring, and for someone that's looking for height adjustability benefits and a kit that's going to totally transform the handling of the S550 instead. Typically, a lowering spring is going to be best for someone that's looking to simply lower their car and that doesn't really mind a stiffer ride. The spring rate in a lowering spring is not going to be as aggressive as in a coilover because they're mostly designed to be used with stock shocks. Coilovers, like these on the other hand, come with shocks that are set to take the abuse of a lowered car, and these are going to be designed to work with the coilover spring rates. If we want to just get right into this right away, we're going to be talking about the height adjustability that this kit offers, which I think is one of the biggest pluses when choosing a coilover setup as opposed to a traditional aftermarket static spring setup. We're going to see that this kit offers anywhere from the stock ride height to a 2.5-inch drop. This means it can go anywhere from just below stock height to tucking wheel height and anywhere in between depending on what you're looking for here. And we know from lowering springs for the S550 that a 2.5-inch drop on an S550 is significant, so you have a lot of room here to get your ride height how you'd like it. So this kit is going to include 2 front strut assemblies, 2 rear shocks, 2 rear springs, and your spanner wrenches. You don't get new dust boots because you can see that the dust boot is integrated into the body here. And the spanner wrenches are going to be your way to adjust the coilover height, which you can see your threads right here in the actual strut body. Now this is superior to the other type of coilover where you literally need to turn a spring perch to compress the spring against the top hat in order to change ride height. The problem with this is that it puts preload on the springs and you're already setting yourself up to lose some handling performance. So this right here is a better design because you're actually expanding or compressing the length of the coilover itself. This isn't going to change the compression of the spring, and it's a better way to adjust height. Getting into some more of the specifics about the construction here, other than the fully integrated monotube body and integrated dust boot, you're also looking at alloy steel motorsport springs, which are designed for the abuse of the coilover, aluminum spring seats and lower mounts, and of course a factory-style bracket, which makes these a direct bolt-on replacement. Another big feature of these coilovers is that they are 30-way adjustable, which means that you have 30 positions of adjustment between bump and rebound dampening, which is the compression and rebound of the shock and strut. This is going to allow you to stiffen or soften the shocks and strut, which means that you have a whole nother level of adjustment and customization here. You're really going to be able to set your car up for the performance that you want out of it. These having such a large range of height adjustment and dampening adjustment puts this kit towards the top of the line when you look at your other options that are out there right now. This kit gives you more performance than a kit with height adjustment only. This is a bolt-on kit, guys, and it'll work for both coupe and convertible models. There's no permanent modification necessary, but there is a fair amount of work involved with the install, a few hours or so I'll call this a 2 out of 3 wrenches on our scale when we look at overall difficulty. The work is straightforward, and ultimately you're going to need a decent socket set, a jack and stands, or a lift to get the job done. And again, it's nothing too hard, but just a little time consuming. You have to break down everything like your calipers and rotors and get your old shock and strut and spring setup out. Then you've got to get your new setup in, and then don't forget you might need a little extra time to get the ride height dialed into your liking and the dampening adjustment as well. You may end up having to do a few adjustments to get your car to be where you want it to be, and then you have to make sure it's even on each side. You're going to want to make sure that you're setting it up for whatever you plan on doing with your car or for the performance that you want out of it, whether it be the drag strip, a cornering beast, or just a low rider in general. And keep in mind that after tweaking this much of your car's suspension and ride height, you're probably going to need a good alignment to make sure everything looks good and still in spec. Alright, so overall, the Pedders Extreme Coilover kit is a high-quality kit that's going to offer a lot of room to adjust ride height and dampening as well. Its design means adjustment on the strut tubes themselves, which is superior to other methods, and it offers a wide range of adjustment, from stock height all the way to 2.5 inches lower. But as always, don't just take my word for it, especially when it comes to something of this nature. I'll always encourage you guys to check it out more online for yourself and look at your other options that are out there. I'm Stephanie, and for all things Mustang, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.